Hey everybody, Josh here with another actually super exciting video. This one, I gotta be honest, it started out as a Q&A. I think it had 7-8 questions, your questions, really good ones that had been below in the questions and comments, but we've, I say made a discovery, but we've been working on some stuff with our lab at Purdue, with the Visma Lisa Bike Pro team, really working on testing, the same kind of activities that brought you speed chip and endurance chip. We were working on something that we were kind of internally calling rain chip, which, admittedly, pretty terrible name. So what we knew is we could not call it rain chip. But in working on that, we came across something that, I'm not going to say this is the rain chip product, but something that makes a huge difference both in the rain and in cold weather. And I think those of you out there who are into chain waxing, those are really the two weakest conditions for hot melt wax chains. Heavy, solid rain, the wax we know breaks down a little bit quicker. Well, it works quite well. It gets noisy much sooner than wet lube. It does start to break down much quicker in the rain than it does in the dry. And then you have the risk of the chain rusting if you don't get it cleaned up quick enough. And that's one of the questions that we'll cover in our next video, the great questions about keeping your wax chain running. But something we've discovered with the team, and it really works well in our testing, so we're sharing it with you today. Rather than a chip, we already make this product. In fact, we already make two products that can really help you out, and those products are these. Kind of cool if you think of the chemistry here. So, we talk about the factory grease, being able to damage wax, right? Which is why we developed the strip chip to kind of bind that up and harden it. Synerg-e and synergetic are both super advanced, fully synthetic type 5 base oils. You think paraffin is like a type 1-2 base oil. Then you get into the type 3s or the kind of the hydrocracked base oils. Type 4 are the original synthesized synthetic oils. Type 5 is this whole new category. The oils used in the factory chain are in typically that type 2, maybe type 3, but mostly type 2. And they can really break down those long chain paraffin molecules, making them shorter and really reducing their effectiveness. So we started playing around thinking, well, what do these type 5 molecules do? And they actually don't break the paraffin molecules down at all. They sort of spread out and live kind of interstitially in amongst them. And because both of these products or oils, they will soften the wax, which allows it to work much, much better when it's super cold. So for those of you fat biking out there in the snow, in Minnesota, the middle of the winter, adding, a little bit of synergetic, like maybe a third of a bottle to a pot of wax, is really going to dramatically improve the longevity of that application. For that application, right? So, we hear from people that maybe they get, 50 to 70 kilometers of fat bike riding in the super cold before the wax is all flaked off because everything is so cold. Adding this to that will soften it. It'll stick to the chain better. The downside, obviously, of adding oil to this is the softening of the wax. Dirt will stick a little bit better, but in the snow, Minnesota fat biking, I don't think you care about that. And besides, it's still way better than just a pure wet lube, or even some of the products out there on the market. You think of like a Squirt or a Smooth. Those products are in the 20 to 30% oil. You're probably here adding something more like 3 to 5% oil. So it is tackier than pure hot wax, but not nearly as tacky as almost any other lubricant option out there. The other one is heavy rain. Both of these guys are naturally corrosion resisting and contain corrosion resisting additives. So for heavy rain, I'm thinking like, UK winter commuting, you can add either of these guys to your hot wax and you will extend the quiet running period of the hot wax in that rainy condition, but you will also give yourself a little bit of grace when it comes to getting that chain wiped down and clean after your ride to keep it from rusting. So I would still wipe it down after every ride. As we talked about, from Adam at Zero Frictions test data. Theoretically, you should be cleaning and re-waxing, relubing your chain after every rain ride, no matter what lubricant you're using. I get it. We can't all do it. We're all busy. This will buy you a few days before the rust starts to sink in compared to just pure hot wax or a drip wax like SILCA Super Secret. So yeah, third of a bottle into one of these, and it really will convert your hot wax into a rain-capable, super freezing cold temperature-capable hot wax product. But Josh, you say, at the end of the winter, when I want to race with my wax again, what do I do? Well, pretty awesome. We've tested it. In the same way that strip chip will harden and solidify the type 2, type 3, type 4 oils, it also works with type 5 oils. So you can soften the wax with these guys if you want to reharden it back up to the standard wax, or I guess, make it the same as what comes in the bag. Throw a strip chip in there, and it will actually harden that out, and you will be back up to the hardness that the wax was before you added it. And then, of course, after that, you can feel free to add an endurance chip or add a speed chip, depending on what your race season looked like. So, yeah, pretty exciting stuff. Like I said, we've theorized about this for a while. We knew what oils did into the waxes. I really thought we were going to achieve this with a softer, different type of wax, and maybe that's still coming. We're kind of constantly working on this stuff, but holy smokes, does this work well. And it's pretty easy, and it's stuff that you may already have in your garage now to solve that problem. So let me know your thoughts on that. And for those of you out there who have all this stuff already, go try it. Let us know what you think. Drop a note in the comments below. Leave us a question. We always love hearing from you. Thanks for watching.